this book review. This is actually not a cover. It is a book review about of Norwegian Wood. Yes, I cannot sing very well. I cannot play the guitar very well. I can't really do a really well book review, but I'm getting there. I mean, I feel like I've started getting used to doing book reviews a bit. So, and anyway, yes, I think I just finished this book. I read this all day today, from basically when I woke up to when I to now. So it's pretty late. I just spent all day reading. I was walking around in the city reading. And I went to a cafe and had some coffee and stuff, and then I went to a park and read there, and then I went home and read at home, and I barely took any breaks, just made some food and stuff. But yeah, I've just been reading all day. But I think what I really like about Murakami is that it's an easy read, and it's easy because of two things. First of all, it's like, I think it's easy because of several things. It's very clean. I think one thing I find really nice about his books is that there's always like a couple of reoccurring themes, and like I guess there's like themes in other books, but his is like just really clear motives, like oh yeah, this song is like played, like oh the character listens to this particular song like several times, or it's like this painting or whatever, it's like different things, like oh this happens and it's like moonlight then, and it's just like the same kind of, it just kind of feels like there's like the same kind of things, and in all of his books he uses this, and I really like that. Or I mean, at least in all of the books I read, which are now Norwegian Wood, the 1Q84 series, Sputnik, I don't know the English translation, Loving Sputnik or something, and Kafka on the Shore. I always say Kafka on the Beach because I read that one too in Norwegian, but ironically I did not. I think I read all of them in Norwegian except for Norwegian Wood, which is kind of ironic, but that was I kind of like reading it in Norwegian when I have the chance, because unfortunately I don't read that many Norwegian authors, but I prefer I prefer to read, like for example, I'm just on a Kerouac binge that I'm taking a short break from, but he has to be my next book. I can't go on not reading Kerouac. That is silly. I'm going to talk about Kerouac in relation to Murakami, actually, because Kerouac's the reason why I started reading Murakami, which I think I've talked about before, but anyway, so now that I've read like 6 Murakami books, because like 1Q84 is a trilogy, I kind of come to know what to expect, which is why I was so surprised when this didn't take a supernatural turn. I'm pretty sure my friend described it to me, the friend who lent this to me, I'm pretty sure he said it's a bit supernatural. I feel like he said that, and but I think this is also the only Murakami book he's read, so maybe he didn't mean it in the way that the other books are, which are really weird. I mean, they're not that weird, they're just, or it's so weird because they're not that weird. It's just like a little bit weird, which makes it even weirder, because one thing would be if it was just like, oh, this is a fantasy novel, but since it's just surrealistic, it's hella weird. So I was really surprised by the ending, because nothing surrealistic happened. So yeah, I was really surprised, and I don't know how to feel about the beginning of the book and the end of the book, but the middle of the book I know how to feel about. I do. So let's see, if we just move through the book, I think I liked, so it starts out with him talking about his roommate, and you know, I love characters with OCD, which is What I mean is, I was very fond of, I think, I was very fond of Stormtrooper. I really liked him, and where did he go? He just disappeared, and I guess that's like a symbol or metaphor for something, like. And then the last thing he gave him was that firefly, whoever like symbolizes how Toru views that was her name, right? I didn't forget her name already. Like I don't even really have any excuse for not remembering. Naoko was her name. I don't have an excuse for not remembering her name right after I read the book, because I grew up like I took Japanese classes for like 2 years, so like I mean I've forgotten everything, but I grew up watching anime and like hearing, I know all the regular Japanese names, so I really should remember, but well, Naoko, and what's her name, and her, to be honest, I didn't love her. I didn't really like her. I mean, the thing is, her personality was just being sad, and she wasn't really funny. Like, I think all of the other characters was really funny, and it's like, that's not like, oh, I hate people who are just downers and sad, and they're all, it's just like, was she ever really funny? I can't think of a way. I can think of when Reiko was funny, like, she was funny, like, she's like, oh, when she was like having sexual intercourse with Toru, she was like, oh, that's my wrinkle. And then Midori is funny all the time, because she's just like, what even is Midori? And then even Toru was funny sometimes when he says like weird out of character things, or just like he's being ironic, but his face is like deadpan. And I mean, Stormtrooper was just like, that was the point of his character, who was just like this guy that was safe to talk about, to be fun. But Naoko was the only one that I really, and also, I mean, I guess also the childhood friends, what was his name? Like Kizuki? Was it? What was his name? Oh no. I remember reading that. Where is this? Oh, it's here. Wait, I'm gonna find it. Oh yeah, here, this one. Kizuki, yeah, that was his name. So, like, when he described like his and Naoko and Kizuki's relationship, and I was like, oh, this is so nice. Like, that's really seems like such a cute duo. Like, he wrote how, I can find this because I really like that. Here. Introducing a fourth person into the mix would always make things a little awkward. We were like a TV talk show with me. Okay, I didn't need to say the first sentence. We were like a TV talk show with me, the guest, Kizuki, the talented host, and Naoko, his assistant. I really like that, and how he described him, he just seemed like such a nice character. Like, I was just like, oh wow, this is so fun. And then right when I was thinking this sentence, Naoko and I saw each other only once after Kizuki's funeral, and I'm like, god darn it. And I'm really happy Stormtrooper didn't make a reappearance, because I loved him and I wanted to get to know him more as a character. And it reminds me how just Murakami really do know how to make like some great characters. Like, I cannot remember their names, but the truck driver and Nakana or something, was it in IQ84? With this, no, that was Kafka on the Shore. Oh yeah, it was Kafka on the Shore. Yes, it was Kafka on the Shore. And I really like those characters, and I also really like the librarian, Kafka on the Shore, and there's like some of his characters are just great people. They all have these little quirks to them, and it's just simple. It's like, oh, there's this character, he has like he he has these characteristics. Like the characters has like, so like Stormtrooper, he's clean, he likes maps, and like that's like his thing. Like they all have like this, just a couple of character traits, and I really like that. Now something I did kind of like, I did end the book feeling kind of disappointing because I was expecting the supernatural thing to happen, and then it didn't, so I was really surprised. I was also kind of, I was hoping for I just really liked Stormtrooper. I was hoping he would reappear, but I guess it's like, oh no, it didn't, and then he showed his Firefly, and that was no go, and she's gone, and that's just how life is. Sometimes people leave and you can't do anything about it, and then Naoko left, and Suka left, and like all these people, someone is suicide, like her sister too, but, and it would be kind of nice to hear, because nothing was, I feel like, I mean, I'm happy that it seems like Reiko got a good ending, like that she's going to complete her life in the best way she can. Like she'll always be broken, but at least she's kind of moving on, kind of working through it, and she's not rotting in the sanitarium, even though it really did seem like heaven in that place, the insane asylum thingy, Ami Hostel. But the ending, I don't know, like I'm wondering what's gonna happen with Midori. Like she was really weird, and she was obviously really messed up too, and she went through a lot of stuff, which we got to know because she was just always talking about everything bad that had ever happened in her life, even though she didn't know him that well. But I guess he's just really comfortable. I mean, even her dad was like eating cucumber and stuff, and she said, oh yeah, people just get comfortable around you. So, or maybe his dad just thought the cucumbers looked good, but Midori just really used her as a person that people get comfortable around, because she feels like that. She feels really comfortable around him, and I would have liked to know what happened to their relationship, but it's like, oh well. But I was gonna say something about the end. And I think it was fun how Nagasawa and Kizuki was similar, and I guess it was kind of like and it makes sense that his only friends were really similar, because he kind of likes to be that person. Like, you know how like sometimes you have different roles with different people, and like the character that they were allowed him to be in the role he was comfortable with, I guess. Maybe it's just like how they were both like cool and toxic, and even though they were different people, they definitely were, it was still really cool. Or I mean, they were still really similar, and he talked about that too. So even though, oh yeah, he likes that kind of person, but also he kind of likes just following someone, basically. Like, I feel like all his main characters are just these, like all Murakami's main characters are just these boys who are like, they don't have that much personality going for them. And then there's like this sad girl who's like, and like her life has been, like the main character is kind of boring. Like he's average looking often. It's like he's nothing special. He's not ugly. He's kind of cute actually, if you're into that. So, but he's kind of ordinary. He's like a little bit cool. Like he's often smart and reads some books and stuff, but he's not like anything special. And then there's this I just feel like Murakami is like a better John Green, like a way better John Green, but still in the way that then there's always this girl who's just like, I mean, and I do wish am I getting, like, the thing is, if this was badly written, I definitely would have hated it, but because like for the character, like I don't know if I was that, like I said, I wasn't that big a fan of Naoko. I mean, it's not like I disliked her at all, and it was really interesting hearing more about her, and I did like her. She just wasn't funny, but she was really sad and everything. So it wasn't really a comedy novel. It was like, so again, it's fine that she wasn't funny. It's just that her main trait is like mysterious and sad and unavailable, which like how Stormtrooper is like OCD and like loves maps, and then she's mysterious, sad and unavailable, and it's really unfortunate. I mean, it's really sad, her life. And Vittoria also just seemed like detached from reality, but I guess I just kept expecting the reality thing. But there was a couple of times where he was just like, yeah, I'm not in the real world because of the insane being at such a place, the insane asylum, where everything, it really is its own world. Then no wonder he kind of feels he's not in the real world. So yeah. But I like the book. I think I have to stop talking because everything is always, why can't I shut up? It's always way too long. Probably because I don't know how to do video editing, so I can't cut out. But actually 20 minutes will be fine. I like the how she was like a moth when she was just like she disrobed and also like had like this butterfly pin that she was supposed to have taken off her, and like it was just like emerged from her cocoon basically, because this is a coming of age story. It's like being 20, and I think I'm 20, so I'm like, yeah, I feel ya. Like when they talk about how it's like, oh, I don't want to become 20, and like when he's like 19, it's like, oh yeah, it's 7 more months until I'm 20, and that was exactly how I felt when I was like 19. I was like, how about we stop here? Like 20 is a bit, just no, let's not go there. I don't want, but now I'm 20, so what can you do? Oh, I do think this is a very stressful age, and it's like, it was fun when like Reiko said like when she was asked like, do you miss being young? He's like, oh no, it's stressful because she had a time, because yeah, now I'm kind of just like, oh, and there sure was a lot of I was gonna just talk a bit about Carol Wack, because I mean I think the reason why I started reading the first Murakami book I read was the Sputnik one, that I think is it Loving Sputnik, or I'm just saying that because Loving Vincent. I don't know the English title, and I don't know the Japanese title. I mean, I could guess it, but it's embarrassing because my Japanese is terrible, so I'm not gonna do that actually. But Sputnik from, which was like both Beatnik and Sputnik, like the Russian thingy, and also Sputnik like Beatnik, because like the main characters. That's why, because I was like, oh, Murakami. People are always talking about Murakami, and then I read like, so I just read the back of that book, and it said like, Sumire is obsessed with Jack Kerouac, and I'm like, dude, what the hedge? I'm obsessed. Did I just say what the hedge? I'm obsessed with Jack Kerouac too. So, which is why I decided to read that book, and then I really liked it, so I borrowed 1Q84. And then I really liked that one too, so I read like another one. But and then, oh yeah, no, I actually read Coffee on the Shore because there was the theater here. I didn't really like the theater version though that they made here. I mean, it was pretty cool, but it was just like the stage was really simple, and I didn't really like that. I kind of like when they have all these cool props and stuff, and it was just like, there was actually absolutely nothing. It was really cool though. It was really, like, when I think back to some of the scenes, it was beautiful. But I think I would have, I think I still prefer it when there's like more stuff on the stage. Anyway, like there was literally just like a black couch thingy. But it was pretty cool. And I'm really happy I read the book first, because I wouldn't have understood anything. Like, went to my grandparents, and they were like, yep, we did not understand what was going on at all. And it's hard enough to understand what's going on when you read a book. So, imagine watching the theater version that's also like this weird minimalistic thingy with only like a black round circle couch in the middle. But it was really cool. So anyway, why I started bringing up that is because of Jack Kerouac, because he has like this 1 month here, like after Naoko kills herself, he goes on a trip. She just like packs his bag and goes on the road. He even says that he was on the road and like with his rucksack, his knapsack, and I was just like, that's such a Kerouac. I mean, Kerouac isn't the only person who travels on the road, but at the same time, it's like it even was written like on the road, and it's like because of Sputnik, the Sputnik book. I know that Murakami likes Kerouac, or maybe not likes, but he's fascinated at least by him because he gave a character of his that character. I was disappointed by how little it was about Jack Kerouac in the book, but I was very pleasantly surprised by the book itself. Like, I really like Murakami, so in the Sputnik book, but this one I was just like, ah, he's like on the road and like he's doing these things like just with his little sleeping bag, like sleeping outside, and when he runs out of money he gets a job for like a couple days, and then some really nice guy comes and give him sake and some food, and it's just like kind of a throwback to Jack stuff. And tomorrow I need to read Desolation Angels, because today I read this book and then I read Crime Punishment, and I need to get back to Kerouac because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, I'm not supposed to be doing anything, but I want to. But it's really fun though. Anyway, another reason, I just also wanted to really shortly talk about why Murakami is such an easy read. One thing is that it's like the symbol thing, like, and the character traits that you can, okay, this is this character. She's like, Midori is like promiscuous and kind of crazy, and she has like these kind of, the way, and I really like how, like, I didn't have any problem distinguishing who was talking, because like he does write it a bit differently from, so it's like, oh, this is obviously Midori, like, Midori would never talk like that, so I really like that. But yeah, there's like all these symbols that makes reappearances, which is really nice because it just feels nice, it just feels clean, and then when it comes together it's like, oh, this is nice and clean and orderly. And then it's also like not very difficult language, but it's really beautiful though, like, but I do feel like every sentence has its purpose, and it's like, I really like that. I really like how he describes the environment beautifully, but it's not like super long, like describing every single thing. Like, I just feel like Kerouac sometimes can just like go overboard, like it's like he just really wants, like, this is how it was, this is what happened. It's like, oh, it's like an entire page, like 2 pages of like freaking, oh yeah, the flowers smell like this and the rain was like that, and I'm like, that's pretty cool, but like, what about like the progression of I can't say this, I'm so thirsty, progression of the story. So even though he writes really, he does, Murakami has, it's, I mean, it's simple, but there are some really good sentences. I mean, yeah, unfortunately it's like a bit too simple, so I couldn't find anything I wanted to write, because now I started to like write down quotes I like, but I couldn't really find any one particular. I mean, there was one page I took a picture of that was funny, because he was talking about like stupid boys who are like, you haven't read Das Kapital, you're like stupid, and then they go on talking about politics and how the working class needs to like rise up or whatever, but then they use super big words and doesn't include the working class. It's like, and I really like that, because it's like super stupid when you're just like, yeah, let me just not include the people we are supposed to be fighting for but aren't really. That's just like fun, it's just a hobby, but really we're like a privileged bunch who's gonna end up with like a perfect little life in the future, and there's no real worries. I really like that. Like, it was Midori talking to Toru about her being in this folk group she had to leave because all of the people were stupid. So I think it's fun. I think there's some similarities being 20 in 1969 and being 20 in 2019. But yeah, and it's cool. And then I kept thinking of like, and it was also fun reading Murakami because I kept thinking that this could have happened like the student uprising. I was thinking about Kafka on the Shore, and I'm not gonna say why because that's a spoiler, but if you have read it, you know. So I'm thinking of Kafka on the Shore with student, and there's a lot of times I was thinking about these other books like, oh, I miss them. I really want to read 1Q84. Also like IQ, but it's Q, which means 9. Isn't that fun? I think I've said that before. I think I'm gonna end my book review now. I didn't say anything. Did I say anything interesting? Or basically, my feelings of the book was surprised it didn't turn supernatural. Getting kind of tired of the sad female protagonist of his books, but that's like, I mean, then it's like, why would you read Murakami if you're tired? It's just like he writes such fun and interesting characters. Why does the protagonist always have to be this gloomy girl? Like, couldn't it be like, or like Owl Mama? She was fun, wasn't she? She was a weird one. But then you also had like the young girl, and also Murakami. Sure, I mean, every single time I read Murakami, I'm always like, see, here it says, like, on the front it says evocative, entertaining, sexy, and funny. But then Murakami is one of the best writers around, and yeah, it was definitely, I don't know what evocative mean, but it was entertaining and it was funny. I definitely think it was funny. Sometimes I was like smiling, but sexy. I mean, there was a lot of sex in it, and it was always so weird. It was so weird, but maybe sex is just really weird. I mean, I find it really weird, but I don't know. It was. I feel like Murakami sex is weirder than regular sex. Cause it's always old women too, which is like fine. It's like cool, yeah. I mean, I do think it's kind of cool that it's like, oh yeah, old women have a sexuality, like how, like, one character in this other book is like, oh yeah, he's always been into older women, and then another character is like a little boy who's like doing it with an old woman, which is kind of sometimes his age. The age difference is like cool if you want to. It's cool that he's like older women have a sexuality, but I do kind of feel like the age difference sometimes is a little bit iffy. Like 13 and 31, really? That is how. I gotta say, I was a bit at that part where she's like how can a 13-year-old really though? Like, even though she was hella manipulative, I always kind of thought that it would end with, because the thing is 13, because Reiko had been in the sanitarium for 7 years, so basically, and that good thing happened, she was put into care. Or wait, maybe I did the math wrong because I'm really bad at math, because she's been because she's been insane for longer than 7 years, so she would be older, because I always thought like, oh, she's been in that like the Ami Hostel. Is that the name of the place? Ami Hostel for 7 years. And the girl was 13, and 13 plus 7 is 20, which is how old Naoko and Toru was. So I always thought that, oh, what if it's like Midori or Naoko that's like the little girl, which is why I was kind of skeptical to Midori. I was like, is everything she says like, because one time she did lie to Toru, so I was like she lied about her father being in Uruguay, but he was actually at the hospital. So then I was like, crap, is everything a lie? Is she the pathological liar that like kind of assaulted Raiko, blah. And so I was like, the entire book, and it wasn't. But maybe I did do the math wrong, because she was, just because she's living in a sanitarium for 7 years, but did she go straight there? Didn't she go to mental? No, maybe she didn't. Maybe I feel like she's been in 2 mental hospitals in the past, but I feel like she went straight to the sanitarium. I don't know. Doesn't matter, because she didn't like. It didn't go anywhere. It didn't mention it, and I was like ready for the big reveal. But I feel like that kind of happens too a lot. I don't know. I don't know. It was an interesting coming of age book. Down. Should I end it on the same note? But I don't remember it. I once had a girl, or should I say, she once had. Okay. Oh, I should say. Meow 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 meow. Norwegian Wood. I don't know this song really, but I do like the Beatles, like everybody else in the entire world, because they are amazing. That was my book review, and I have to end it now because it's hella long. Okay.